Hello, dear ones. I'm Amy Rose White, integrative and intuitive psychotherapist, making videos with my thoughts on soulful tools for spiritual life and self healing. I had someone recently ask me to speak on wearing sequins as a spiritual practice, which is listed as an offering on my website in terms of trainings that I can give to people. And I loved the request, so I told them I would just make a video about it because I'm back on YouTube now after a fairly long hiatus with some real clarity about my purpose here, which is really, really essential, I think, for content creators. So for me, everything in my life is an offering to the divine. I don't need all my clients or you or anyone else to feel the same. But for me, a huge piece around healing, and for many of the folks that I've worked with over 27 years, has been the ability to connect to something larger than ourselves. The idea that we need to be in control, can even be in control, could somehow be doing life correctly or incorrectly, I believe is at the root cause of so much illness, suffering, and pain. And it doesn't matter whether one believes in an organized religion, and one could certainly make arguments why sometimes that does not serve the collective or individuals, and often it does. And when it does, ideally, we feel that relationship, whether you have a spiritual practice such as meditation and yoga, whether you believe in some philosophy related to ancient texts and scriptures from the East, or your own kind of way of understanding the force, or you're actually a member of a dominant religion. The idea is that we have cultivated an individual relationship with something that allows us to feel guided, supported, protected, and loved at all times. And for me, being in gratitude and an acknowledgement of that force or that energy, or what I would call source, spirit, or the divine, is a way of making sacred my entire life and everything that I do, right down to what I wear in my YouTube videos. Now, do I wear this to the grocery store? Not always, but I have been known to do so. I certainly am often the most overdressed person at an event. And occasionally people like to mock you for that because we somehow have a thing, I think it's a power issue about, fitting in, conforming, being one with the crowd, and kind of going along with the flow and wearing what's appropriate. And while I might not wear this to a funeral, although I did wear my sequins to my beloved teacher who recently passed, to her celebration of life, because that was encouraged. Bright colors were encouraged. And I thought, oh my gosh, what a better way to honor her than to wear, some of my favorite bright, sparkly things. So for me, wearing sequins as a spiritual practice is literally about two primary things: shining the light of consciousness, quite literally, using this temple, this vehicle. So when I say I'm talking about soul tools, this is soul. Like I'm sweating right now, that's soul. This has kind of a vintage smell to it, that's soul. I'm so excited to be here in this physical body, alive, when so many people I've loved are no longer. That's soul. Spiritual language is often about ascension and the removal of ego and disembodiment, in my opinion, with soul. And when I wear these, when I go shopping for sequins, when I dress up in this way, especially when I'm trying to make something that I hope will be helpful and useful to someone, to me, this is an acknowledgement that it is not I who am speaking here, but merely that I'm a conduit for something that can be helpful that's coming through me from source. That's my personal experience as a therapist in private practice for the last 16 years, as a mental health professional for the last 27. My best work, my highest calling, my deepest offering is not even coming from me. And yet I can acknowledge that this soul chose this body and these clothes and this situation to be here today to talk to you. The other thing that I want to hit on before I finish here is that when we do something like wear what really speaks to us, and for me, that's vintage sequins. For you, it could be something completely unrelated. Certainly throughout history, for thousands of years, ancient indigenous people around the entire globe have donned specific clothing, ornamental jewelry, makeup, paint, etc., and feathers, hair, the list goes on, to acknowledge their connection to their creator, their source, something larger than them, the universe, the planets, the cosmos. And in doing so, we're facing a modern fear of shining too brightly. Especially for women, I would say that this is an issue. And when I wear these to a dinner party or a concert or kirtan, which I did a few months ago and got some eyebrows, people think, oh, she must not be here. She didn't know what this was like. She hasn't been here before. I was asked that night. Is this your first kirtan? No, and kirtan, if you don't know, is devotional chanting and singing in Sanskrit, which I've been doing since I was 16 years old. No, I wear sequins to celebrate the divine. That's the whole point of kirtan. Of course I wore this on purpose. You'd have to know me to understand that. So I hope this is useful to you. I thought it'd be a fun way to re-enter the YouTube space. I hope it resonates with you. Please leave me your comments. What do you do to honor the divine? And by the way, this is not to say if you're atheist or agnostic or you don't believe there's anything out there that you can't be mentally well or healthy. Certainly not. It's just what serves me. It's what serves a lot of people that I work with as a contemplation to connect to something that is helping the planet spin. As one of my dear astrologers, Verla de Bruyne, has once said to me, someone's keeping the planet spinning in perfect harmony, and it's not me. I'm pretty sure it's not you. So I encourage you to find a way in your own subtle or not so subtle way to make your own fashion, what you wear, an offering that resonates deeply with you. Thank you so much for watching and being here. May you be happy, may you be well, may you be safe, and may you be at peace. Until next time, bye for now.